Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about YouTube astrologers and really YouTube astrologers. They give people another avenue to learn astrology. It gives people an opportunity to learn visually and through listening as well. YouTube astrologers, of course, there's a wide divergence of styles and personalities of people that deliver YouTube astrology videos. Many have been beneficial and advantageous to the astrological community. Of course, there's some that are been to the astrological community's detriment, unfortunately. I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more later on in the video. Now, this gives astrologers an opportunity to share their profound and profuse knowledge of the subject. And some, of course, do videos based on Western astrology. Some do it on Vedic. Of course, as many of you may know, my videos are based on Western astrology. I don't debunk Vedic astrology completely, but I don't agree with the way that they derive at the positions, like, say, the house placements and planetary placements and degrees. But I think some of their delineations are accurate, but I just don't agree with how they derive at the positions, astrological positions. So anyway, but either way, one should respect the other's view on the different methods. Even, I mean, if you vehemently disagree with somebody or on their perspective, say if you're a Vedic astrology fan and you don't agree with Western astrology, there's ways to disagree with this, of course, without being disputatious or being abrasive. I mean, you could constructively share your viewpoint. So anyway, now I'm going to talk about some astrologers that come to mind as far as really good ones on YouTube astrology. Well, Alyssa Sharp, of course, I mean, she's practically world-renowned, and she's one of the more famous ones. She inspired me to do my astrology videos, and she does bring a real animated and whimsical style to her video. She's very comical and also shares a lot of extensive knowledge astrologically. And really, many are these people that do these astrological videos are inspirational and give others incentive to make them and make a contribution to the astrological community that is productive, of course. And another person that really comes to mind is the Leo King, aka David Lawrence Palmer. He puts a lot of positive energy in his, and he incorporates spirituality, which I think is really a bonus and a blessing right there. And another person too, I mean, Steve Judd is very analytical, very articulate. He's very, I mean, seems to be very detail oriented with his video. That's another very good YouTube astrologer, I believe. He had one title of the video, something about how many sun signs does it take to change a light bulb. I got a kick out of that. And he is very, I mean, he does have a little wit about him and he can be very comical as well. Now, you know, and also you have some YouTube astrologers that add some ingenuity and creativity into their videos. As many of you may know, the Peace Dealer, he's a YouTube astrologer, and he does interviews with prolific YouTube astrologers. And he had something about how the zodiac signs deal with breakups. I thought that's very interesting. He has a lot of creative astrological videos. Now, and somebody else made a video about how the zodiac signs act when drunk, and that was somebody by that was Hannah's Elsewhere was the name of the channel, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you have, I mean, you do have a lot of creativity with these YouTube astrology videos, and you get such a wide divergence of them. I mean, there's a manifold of them, and there's just so much information for others to access. And I think this could actually, YouTube astrology can help facilitate the process of learning and assimilating information. I mean, as opposed to having to go to a library and look up a book or something. I mean, I know you can go online and see the written word, but sometimes when you have, I think, when you have somebody doing a YouTube astrology video, it has more of a personal connection because you have an actual person that you could actually visualize and you could hear that person talking to you. Now, I mean, so I think in that way it can be very beneficial and advantageous to others. You feel like they're even though they're not speaking to you personally, it kind of gets that simulated effect, so to speak. You feel like they're actually in a lot of cases teaching you and instructing you. And of course I believe most, I mean, a lot of the videos are free, like the ones that I put up. Now there might be some that you have to pay to see, but I mean, majority of them are free, and it doesn't cost anything. You don't have to go to some, you know, if there's any astrology schools or what have you, or classes you got to pay for. A lot of, you know, I mean, like what I do is basically, majority of my videos are educational ones, and I mean, and you can, obviously you can learn a lot from this. In getting to me, you know, as many of you may know, I've been doing the videos for almost 5 years. And of course, I speak at a wide divergence of things. I've gotten many, you know, different opinions. Some people have stated, you know, they might think I'm redundant or monotonous, and there's others that might say I'm structured and disciplined and I'm just very consistent. Well, whatever it is, I mean, hey, I welcome those who enjoy my videos, and I hope they can become learned with mine. But the other people, I just can't worry about. We're all entitled to our opinions. So, and also another person that comes to mind is Capiel Raj. He does, I mean, from KRS channel, has very good graphics, and he does have a great personality. A lot of his videos have very good, you know, the computer graphics on, great personality, and of course shares extensive knowledge on Vedic astrology, which of course I generally don't really agree with, at least compared to Western. I'm favor Western over Vedic, but still he does really great job and consistently puts up quality videos. Now, but sadly, you do have some people that have really nothing better to do than perhaps cause dissension, cause problems for people in the astrology community, other YouTube astrologers. I mean, some have nothing better to do than denigrate other YouTube astrologers in order to get attention and more exposure, and also could also be an attempt to eliminate those astrologers from the community, so therefore they could have less competition. One of these people said something about that my videos, that it's a cheap and easy way for him, meaning me, to deliver YouTube content. Well, the only thing that, as far as being cheap and easy, are asinine remarks from some of these YouTube astrologers that they make. The same person that made the statement about me has been accused of taking info from other YouTube astrologers and producing videos based on that information taken. So sometimes when you hear these things, you have to take it from the source. Sadly, you have a lot of gullible people out there that just listen to one side, they hear one statement, and they don't inquire with the other party as to what's going on. And sadly, the same person said in some video, he made a negative video about me. He said something about me getting a fruit basket or something because a lot of my videos had been done in a hotel room. Now, the thing about it is, well, what people don't realize, and he apparently didn't factor this into the equation, so to speak, that hotel living is very extravagant, and you know, in hotel rooms you spend an exorbitant amount of money in order to stay there. Now, based on his build, the person, he looks like he could use a good meal. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, it's good to hear two sides of a story, right? So, anyway, yeah, and I didn't want to put the person's name in the video because he doesn't deserve that much attention than he's already undeservingly getting. And also, I mean, hey, maybe I didn't want to give anybody a malicious virus. I'm only joking about that, of course, malicious virus on their computer, but of course that's a joke. And really, that's basically about it as far as this video goes. And the thing, one other thing, and also you have, there's another good example of people that have an adverse and negative impact on the YouTube astrology community. And this person went on a very prolific and prominent YouTube astrologer's video, one of his videos, and he said something to the effect of the person, you know, you need to eat more and talk less. Excuse me. And the funny thing is the person that said that, that made that comment, only has like 11 videos or something on his channel. The person he said it to is a very reputable person in the astrological community. And the thing about it is people need to stop worrying about people's builds and physique and really worry more about their stature and their standing in the astrological community rather than somebody's physical stature and size. I think that's very important to remember. Sometimes, sadly, you have superficial people that make superficial judgments, and a lot of times you get these people that are like trolls on the internet, and what they're attempting to do is they're trying to start dissension and trying to cause problems for other people. They'll make a negative video about somebody to get other people angry at that person whose video is somewhat, I guess you could say, dedicated to. I mean, at that person. And those people, well, sadly, what it does is it causes strife and it causes discord in the community, where people should really be embracing each other in the community and helping them. You have these people that are very adversarial and they're very combative and just want to fight others. It's like they just have nothing better to do, unfortunately. And really, that's about it as far as this video goes. I mean, like I said, I encourage others out there to learn astrology, and I mean, whether it's from YouTube astrology videos, whether it's from researching things on the web, whether it's online learning in another way, or whether it's actually reading books, or I think all the above. I think. And also, as far as YouTube astrology videos go, I encourage people out there to watch many different YouTube astrologers. I mean, I understand there's some people that like certain YouTube astrologers better than others, but you want to be able to expand your horizons and hear a divergence of viewpoints on videos. You might have one that overall you think is better than the others as far as the quality and content or what have you, and I respect and understand that. But that doesn't mean you have to close yourself off to that one person completely. I mean, even I've watched other YouTube astrologers, their videos, to hear their perspective on things. I mean, you could watch some of mine and you might get some info in mine and some insight that might not be in another person's video. You could see another YouTube astrologer's video on the same subject matter as mine. You might get information from that person or persons that may not be in my video on the same subject matter. So it's important to just really try to, really broaden your horizons, be able to, if you're interested in YouTube astrology videos, watch as many people as you can that do these videos. And if you're aspiring to do YouTube astrology videos, I say by all means, go for it. And when you do it, don't become obsessed or fixated with getting the views. They'll come naturally. When the people see you have an exuberance and enthusiasm for what you're doing, they will take note of that. And people will automatically can start watching your videos, and you can really escalate as far as your viewership goes. But what happens is if people are thinking or they're suspecting, well, this person's doing videos because their only purpose in doing that is to obtain viewership and nothing else, and they're not trying to help the person learn or anything else. People are going to become cognizant of that, and they're going to be turned off, and they're likely will ultimately turn off your channel and go view someone else's. So it's important to do it when you do the videos, do it for the right reasons, and the viewership and the subscribers will come naturally at that point. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for YouTube Astrologers. Stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be talking about the 2017 Mars in Virgo transit. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.